All right, hello. My name is Sharrone Honor, and I work for Guilford County Schools in the Social Emotional Learning Department as the Positive Support and Student Transition Teacher Lead. What that means is I support our district and schools with systemic SEL implementation. I also work with students who are currently attending alternative to suspension programs on developing SEL skills such as the five core competencies: self awareness, self management, social awareness, responsible decision making, and relationship skills. I want to welcome everyone to our SEL Day podcast. We are currently at the infamous James Vincent Dudley High School, where I have the lovely privilege of interviewing some phenomenal students and staff of Dudley High. I want to start off with some introductions. So let's go around the room and get everyone's name, role, and first encounter with the term SEL.
All right, my name is Mackie, aka Mr.Mackie. I'm a student teacher here this semester with Dr. Jackson. My first encounter with SEL was actually this semester. He introduced the term to me. I didn't realize I've been familiar with what it is, but the actual term I just got introduced to it this semester. So,
Thank you.
My name's Megan Jackson. I'm a sophomore here at the Great Jameson Vincent Dudley, and one of my first encounters with SEL is when I was in class, and my teachers would give us writing prompts asking us how our day's been, or our weekend, or how we're feeling.
All right, my name is Janaya. I'm a sophomore here at Dudley High School, and I would say first experience was, like she said, in class, teachers asking how your day's been or how your day's going, how you hope it goes, things of that nature.
My name is Gracie. I'm the athletic director here at Dudley High School. My first official encounter with SEL was as a core member in Teach for America.
My name is Miles Fox. I'm a senior, and my first encounter with SEL was a few weeks ago. We had an SGA meeting, and then we were like planning for our SEL service week.
My name is Ajoya Hamilton. I'm a biology teacher at Dudley High School. My first encounter with SEL was my first year teaching. I actually did an interview and I was concerned about the relationships that I would create with my kids and how I could get them to open up to me.
I'm Elisha. I'm in 11th grade, and my first encounter with SEL was um last week when we were planning for the SEL week here at Dudley.
My name is Krista Evans. I'm a senior here at Dudley High School. My first encounter was in elementary school. Like every day, we would like have a sort of prompt that we would have to answer based off of our feelings. And like we would have like little feeling charts that we would fill out throughout the day. Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Jackson. I am the director of bands here at Dudley High School. My first experience with SEL was through during the pandemic when kids would come back and then we had to kind of implement that into our classroom.
My name is Olivia Johnson. I'm a senior here at Dudley High School, and my first official introduction to SEL was probably in middle school when we worked on like building relationships and introducing yourself to people, shaking hands, looking people in the eye, things of that nature.
Hello, my name is Glacier Robinson. I'm an assistant principal here at the Great James Vincent Dudley High School. My first encounter with SEL was before I knew the term SEL as a teacher trying to create opportunities for student engagement and identifying real world connections and things that were happening that related to my class that would help the students create additional conversation.
Hi, my name is Riley Jackson. I am a 10th grader here at Dudley, and my first introduction to SEL was in 8th grade when my teacher would ask us to tell good things to the class, so like a good grade or what you did over the weekend, anything that was positive.
Yes. So thank you all so much for sharing who you are and just your interaction or encounter with that term SEL. Some of us it's a little bit newer. Some of it's been in the making. And we're going to jump straight into our question. So we're going to start with question number one, which is what is social emotional learning and what does it mean to you? So my question one, people.
to me, I feel like social emotional learning is, you know, not necessarily basic life skills. Well, yeah, basic life skills too, but everybody isn't raised in a way to be equipped with basic life skills. And that's one of the things I had to learn when I got to college. I realized how different people were raised. Some I think is simple manners. People never heard that kind of thing before. Something as small as holding the door open for a lady that's behind you or something like that. Everybody wasn't raised that way. So I think SEL is um life skills in a sense. To me, that sums it up basically.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So to me, I think social and emotional learning is being able to express yourself without hurting those around you or without feeling like nobody gets you.
Mm.
Because I grew up in a household where sometimes my feelings would be sheltered and I wouldn't be able to express how I feel. So that kind of like followed me in adulthood. And then as I got into adulthood, I was like, okay, these are my feelings and nobody can tell me how I'm feeling, but they can kind of like agree with me or give me some resources to help me on how I feel. And just implementing that in the classroom, it helps students because a lot of our kids, they don't know how to express their feelings. So social and emotional learning was something very important.
Thank you for that. So, being able to express ourselves and just thinking about how there are just basic life skills, how we maneuver throughout our life. So, next, our question number 2 is, what does today's students, tomorrow's leaders mean to you?
When I hear the term today's students, tomorrow leaders, I take that very seriously, especially since the older I got and I realized how fast I'm the future. Like I used to be one of the kids in middle school or elementary school, just going through day by day, just doing whatever, not realizing that, yeah, one day I'm gonna have to grow up. One day I'm gonna be in somebody's shoes that I'm seeing that's older than me. Some of these people that I see every day going to school. So I think this is a term that a lot of people need to take more seriously, educators and students. Educators, I think some educators should care a little more to make sure they're instilling the right things into the students, especially since we had things like the pandemic, for example. Like that's something we're going to be dealing with the effects of that for the next at least 15 years, I feel, because it affected the school systems from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. So that's something we got to take into consideration. And the students, I think they should take school a little more seriously because they're going to be the leaders. And if nobody cares, the future has to go to somebody because, none of us are immortal. Like we're all going to leave here someday, and we have to make sure that the proper steps have been taken for the next generation to follow up and carry the torch of whatever that is.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I think it means like, well, as a student, I feel like it means like the environment we're in is very important. Like the things we get taught, the ways we get taught, the work ethic we get taught, that's really important because we are going to be the leaders. We could be the next presidents, we could be the next lawyers, business owners, and how we work and how we do that, that can affect our world in the future. And I think that's really important.
Yes, thank you all. Very well said. I always say we need to put so much more money and time and invest more into education because these are the people that are going to be taking care of us at the end of the day. Thank you all for that. Question 3: how do you work to advance SEL in your classroom, school, district, or community?
Okay, so this is Dr. Jackson. I use SEL in my classroom several ways. One way is check engaging with scholars as they come in the classroom. Maybe it could be a do now, trying to figure out where you are as far as your feelings for that day, or maybe have you recap your week. What was a great thing? What was something that didn't go so well? And who was your hero this week? We have discussions in the classroom that refer back to videos that we've watched. So we may look at something like a scene from a movie like what's the cool cartoon Mona or something like that, and then we'll go back and we analyze that scene and say, well, what social emotional skills we use in this particular scene, and we pull them out and kind of just talk about those different, each one of those different components, the 5 core components.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I would say, as an assistant principal, a lot of what we're tasked with is managing relationships, whether that's with the students, whether that's with the adults in the building. If everything is not okay with mental or physical well-being, it's hard to focus on whatever your true task is in being the building, whether that's on the student side or the educator side. So naturally, the relationship skills, they come. We're working to make sure that both on the student side and the educator side, that we're all growing with that and actually utilizing that information. So you have to be aware of self and how do you conduct yourself when you're not where you need to be, or what skills and resources can we provide you to help with that. Self-management. We're striving to grow students. We're striving to grow educators. So we need you to understand how to be organized. We're sending calendar invites. There's a lot that goes on, especially here at our school. So we need everybody to play their part in that, being socially aware. There's so much that's going on in the world, and all of us leave this space, and there are other interactions that we have, other places that we go to. And so naturally that feeds into the building, but what do we do about that so that hopefully we grow from it and it doesn't create an opportunity to divide one another? And then ultimately responsible decision making. Again, that's on every level, myself included. So how do we function and operate so that everybody's getting what they need, and that we're not shorting anyone? So I don't think anybody takes lightly the task that we have as educators.
Absolutely. Very well said. And thank you for hearing it from the administrative standpoint and then from another teacher's perspective. And y'all digging deep into those core competencies is very important. All right. Our next question is, how does SEL support mental health and overall well-being?
I feel like when you look at the 5 core competencies of SEL, when you have those in check for yourself, when you can manage yourself, when you can assess yourself, you take responsibility over your own mental health. And so it's almost like you're making a choice to be aware of your mental state, the way you're feeling, what impacts it when you're socially aware. You're looking at your social triggers that will impact negative or positive mental health. So they kind of, within, looking at yourself, it kind of helps you self-regulate your mental health and your overall well-being.
Very well said. Thank you.
And to piggyback off of what she said, it also helps you be aware of others around you, because by knowing what's wrong with you and being able to differentiate your feelings, you can also see that within another person. So therefore, you can help them to get to understand, hey, you may be having a bad day, I'm having a good day. Let me help you. Or what's the problem? So I feel like with all of that being tied in with mental health, it gives you a sort of person in your corner. And yeah, it gives you that person in your corner, and it helps other people around you.
Absolutely. Thank y'all. I need to.
Awesome.
I need to come over here. Okay, I want to sit in the classroom. Take me back. Okay, thank you all. All right. So our next question, number 5: how has SEL impacted your students, staff, families, or the broader community? My number 5.
So I believe that SEL has given us our voice back as a community. Dudley has dealt with a lot of tragedy over the years, and oftentimes we've chosen to suffer in silence. I believe through the implementation of SEL in our classrooms, our students realized that it was okay to speak up about things that were bothering them. And because those competencies are being taught by the teachers too also felt like, it's okay to have voice. And I believe that's something that kind of spread throughout our community. They saw our students not willing to sit quietly. They saw our teachers not willing to sit quietly. And so everybody was just like, we're going to rally together. We're not okay at times. And you need to see that. You need to hear us. You need to understand that. But even in that, we're not okay, but we will be okay. And we're going to do that together as a group. I believe that our voice has gotten stronger. And through our voice getting stronger, our community has also gotten stronger.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think that by us actually acknowledging what SEL is, then we're able to take those situations or those things that happen to us that we're not too happy about, and we're able to cope and deal with those things, talk about them, put them on the table, bring in different resources and different people to help us get through the situations that we're in, so that we can, for the word that she used, be strong, right? Build our community, our school, for the better of our people. knowing that being socially aware or being self-aware and all these things are important to your character, are important to our community, because we need people in the community that are giving back to the community and who are aware that we need your help.
Mm. Thank y'all so much. So thinking about community and the importance of community and working together, and then just voices and the importance of student voice. And when we're not okay, it's okay if we're not okay. And being able to acknowledge that. All right. Question number 6. How do you practice SEL in your personal life?
I often do different ways to self-manage, especially when things are really stressful. Do different de-stressors, whether that be sitting down, just taking a deep breath, or listening to music, or in a stressful situation, just stepping away. Because I've learned having all this stress and stuff on yourself, and you get put in an even more stressful situation, it's not going to have a positive outcome. So I'm going to manage and de-stress if needed, or step away to make sure things stay where they need to and nothing goes away.
Thank you. Right, come on.
So in my personal life, I practice SEL. I have recently got with a therapist because, of course, we need people to talk to. Of course, I have my peers, but of course, our peers have their peers. So it's somebody that I know, I can go talk to and just lay it all out and not have to worry about it. Even though I can talk to God and lay it all out and not have to worry about it, I can have that peace of mind of getting those resources of what can help me next. Another way that I do it is through journaling. I journal every morning before I come to school, just so that I'm not bringing how I feel from my personal life into school, and I'm able to be here for my kids that don't know how to journal or feel like I have all of this weight on my shoulder and I can't let it out. And then I don't want to be too heavy, and my kid is being heavy. So I'm able to find that balance of emptying my cup so my kids can come and fill that cup if they need to.
Absolutely. I love it. So thinking about how you're able to regulate your own emotions, both of y'all, but then also we need that help. I go to therapy.
And I've also learned that our therapist has a therapist too. So
Exactly. It's the gift that keeps on giving. So sometimes we can't help ourselves, and it's okay to acknowledge that. Let me go get the help I need outside of my family, because my mama might want to be my therapist, but she's not licensed.
Right. But I just want to say, by you saying the things that you did and being so strong in saying them, just you saying them is able for other people to find that help that they may need. Right? Dealing with that social emotional, we know we need that help. Oh, okay, she's going to go get that help. So maybe I can go talk to her.
Because I feel like the kids now, they feel like, oh, you got therapist, that's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. You don't have to feel any kind of way to have a therapist. You can go to therapy even if you're feeling good, just to, get other options of how to continue keeping feeling good. So I feel like it has this negative side to it, but with social and emotional learning, we bring that positive side. It's okay to be in your feelings, but in that moment.
Absolutely.
Our students are aware that we have mental health resources here in the building. So if you don't feel comfortable outside of school going to get a therapist, there's a referral that we made in-house, and you can do it while you're at school.
Absolutely. All right. So I just love that dialogue and discourse about that. Question number 8. What outcomes or research findings have you seen with implementing SEL? So more focused on the positive outcomes that we've seen with SEL implementation.
I see a lot of more students being engaged, not only with peers around them, but with their teachers, creating those relationships, gaining those bonds, and furthering their advancement. Because you can't, I tell everybody this, you can't come to school and just sit there. You have to say something, whether it's negative, whether it's positive, you have to say something, because no matter what, those people are there to help you. So why not take that help that you need? So that student engagement is something big that I've seen on Dudley's campus a lot, whether it's with counselors, teachers, administrators, anybody.
Yes, thank you. Speak up.
To add on to what Tristan said, just this week alone, I've seen like a lot more students like engaging in the SEL events that we do here, like during our lunches, and in a positive way, because like SEL being like about your mental health and well-being and being socially aware. A lot of young men don't get the support that they need with their mental health, and you know, being like in an environment with all your peers, and then having your male peers come and engage in SEL, it really shows a positive light to the change that SEL is making.
Absolutely. So thank y'all. So just remembering too, you have to participate in order to get something out of it. And just thinking about our students who are able to engage with each other, and maybe those students who don't typically engage are able to find that peace with engaging. And our last question: is your organization hosting any events, programs, or activities for SEL Day?
We are definitely organizing plenty of events this week. We have a spirit going on, and today is Culture Day. Yesterday was Career Day, and Monday was Wear Orange. On tomorrow we have Wear Yellow, and Friday is Wear Green. We are always making opportunities for people to participate in weeks like SEL. There will always be included service learning hours as well, because we want you to be able to get what you need out of also participating. But never doubt that Dudley will not plan something for important weeks like this.
Thank you.
So Dudley will also be the host site for the district's community SEL Day on Saturday.
Yeah.
So we do have several students signed up to help serve for that event.
Drumline's coming.
Yeah.
Drumline, our world-class cheerleaders.
Yes. We got 25 plus vendors and some food. We're going to have a time.
It's going to be awesome.
Absolutely. Well, we'll end on the note of just thinking about how we see SEL implemented at in this community at Dudley High School.
So just to reiterate, my name is Miles Fox, and I am Mr. Dudley here at James Madison Dudley High School. And through being Mr. Dudley, I had a platform that I implemented called Scholar Athlete Success Beyond the Field. And it's really focused on targeting athletes and how it's a very hectic schedule. It's a busy life, and it's a lot of responsibility, especially when you're taking AP classes with rigorous courses and things of that nature. And it often takes a heavy toll on your mental health. And so I feel like that's something that I really wanted to target and focus on and help scholar athletes in that aspect. And we have also helped them through community service opportunities with Panther Pals.
And in addition to that, the Student Athlete Advisory Council will be continuing to help our student athletes with implementation of nutrition as well as mental health days, because that's something that our student athletes have been very vocal about needing help with.
Thank y'all so much. And as a former student athlete, I mean, just the mental toll that it takes and trying to balance everything, I definitely understand the importance of SEL, and just that just sounds so helpful with trying to help everybody figure things out. All right, well, thank you guys so much. I truly enjoyed this robust conversation about SEL and its impact on our students, teachers, and all stakeholders involved in educating our future leaders. I want to leave you with this quote that I read by Lisa Zagos. SEL is not one more thing on the plate, it's the plate. This means to me that in order for learning to take place, we have to start with SEL first. I want to thank all participants again for joining us today, and remember to always pour into today's students because they are tomorrow's leaders. Clap.